শুভ অপরাহ্ন। আজকে আমি এখন যে জায়গাটাতে আছি সেই জায়গাটা সিডনি থেকে প্রায় 350 কিলোমিটার দূরে। এখানেই আমি থাকি। তো বেসিকলি আজকে আমার এখানে একজন গেস্ট আসছে। তো হঠাৎ করে আমি যখন গেস্টকে রিসিভ করতে গেলাম, দেখে মানে এই গাড়িটাকে দেখে আমি পুরা সারপ্রাইজ হয়ে গেছি, কারণ এই ধরনের গাড়িগুলো বেসিকলি আমরা ধরেন বিভিন্ন যে আপনার মুভিতে আমরা দেখে থাকি, বিশেষ করে ব্রিটিশ যে ওল্ড মুভিগুলো সেগুলোতে দেখে থাকি। তো আমি today I'm very lucky because I got the owner of this car. So just come with me, and just I want to introduce the car owner. Then he will give the details of this car. So
My name's Graham.
This is Arif. So how are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
So where are you from?
We're from the Central Coast. We're at a place called Gorican,
Yeah.
which is about 100 kilometres north of Sydney.
Okay. So where are you heading to?
We're staying here tonight, then we'll go home tomorrow.
Okay.
But we've been away at a rally for our old cars.
Okay. Yeah.
So we left home last Sunday,
Yeah.
and we came through Merry Wall about lunchtime,
Yeah.
and then we stayed at Gulgong that night,
Yeah.
and then went to Orange the following day, and we've had the last few days down at Orange with our car club with some other old cars travelling around.
Okay, because just when you were coming, and when I saw the CC camera, this vintage car, I was really surprised.
I'm
Actually.
just going to stop you there. This is what you would call a veteran car.
Okay, so it's not a vintage.
No, a veteran car.
So what is the mention the veteran?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
So a veteran car is made before 1919.
Okay.
So yeah, basically before the end of World War One.
The First World War.
Yeah, so
Before the First
before
World
the
War.
end of the First World War.
Okay.
So before 1919, and then a vintage car
Yeah.
actually goes from 1919 to 1930.
Okay.
But people just use the term vintage cars for old cars generally.
Okay. And what is the significant things of this car actually?
Well, I suppose the fact that they're as old as they are.
Yeah.
These cars are called the Talbot,
Yep.
and they were made in London.
Oh, so this is the first made in London.
Both of these cars are 1914 Talbots,
Yeah.
and they were both made in the suburb of Kensington in London. And I mean, I think Kensington now is a very ritzy,
Okay.
expensive suburb, but these were made in the factory in London.
So this car is now available in the London or anywhere else?
Sorry, is it?
This car is available at the moment anywhere?
No. They only made this particular model of car. They only made 200 of them.
Only 200 in
Only
the wall.
200.
In the wall.
Yep, and they were all made in 1914.
Okay. So if you feel any problem of this car, so how you solve this problem?
You just have to try to fix it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is there
You can't buy. The only things you can buy
uh-huh.
new are tyres.
Okay.
Everything else you have to basically either find some other parts around from some of the other cars, or you have to make them or get them made. But the thing about them is, when they made them, they probably over-engineered them, made them stronger than they needed to.
Yeah.
So most of the things, once you've got them,
Yeah.
they're okay. And I mean, we don't use them very much.
So here is not any mechanic or any mechanical shop for solving this.
Oh, there are some people that do that,
Yeah.
but like I do most of the work myself, and I'm not a mechanic, but I've worked out how to do it. My father,
Yeah.
he was a mechanic, but he died about 25 years ago. But my father was a mechanic, so I learned stuff off him.
Okay. So who was the first owner of this car?
The first owner of this car was a man called William Bowden,
Yep.
and he lived up at a place called Maclean, which is in northern New South Wales,
Yeah.
on the Clarence River, and he actually had an engineering work. So he used to make boats and punts that went on the river,
Yeah.
but he bought his car from Sydney.
So when it was?
He bought it in 1914.
1940.
He died in, I think, 1931,
Yep.
and then his daughter kept it
Mm-hmm.
in a shed. She just left it in the shed,
Yeah.
and she died in about 1973,
Yeah.
and then the car got sold.
Okay.
And a couple of other people have owned it, and my
Yeah.
father and I bought it. It didn't look like this then. It
And
was all.
when it was when you father bought it?
We bought it in about 1993.
1993.
Yeah, but the paint was all shabby. There was no hood, there was no seats or anything like that,
Just normal.
and it was all run down.
Just you fix it this one. The
That's,
shade and this one.
yeah, they were missing.
Yeah.
So we've since we've made these bits to replace it, and the paint was all gone, and it had been sitting in the shed for
Okay.
Yeah.
So
50 years.
the paint is old one or the new one?
No, I just painted that myself in about 20 years ago.
Yeah. So can you show me how you started?
Sure. Come around this side.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we'll start at the back.
Yeah.
The petrol tank's down here. You can't see it very well, but that's the petrol tank in there with that big brass cap on it.
Yeah.
So you have to unscrew that to put the petrol in.
Yeah.
And like most cars now have a fuel pump to get the fuel to the engine.
Yeah.
This doesn't.
So here is not engine.
It's not a fuel pump. So
Okay.
what you have to do is we pump air
Yeah.
into the tank.
Yeah.
And you put air into the tank and that pushes the petrol out.
Ah.
Okay?
Excellent.
So, okay. So we've got a little pump here.
Yeah.
So we'll pump this a bit. That little gauge there tells me it's got some air in it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before starting, you have to push for getting the pump.
Have to pump to get the
when-
petrol.
So okay. So how do you understand that the petrol is enough and the car is the able to starting?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Well, I've just learnt from my dad. Because he got this car,
Yeah.
or not very much of it. He got the remains of that car in about 1957.
Okay.
Now I'm
So
just
can
going
you
to
come here,
spill a
please?
little bit of petrol on your ground here, probably.
Yeah.
So this is the carburetor. We just have to tickle that like you used to with your lawnmower.
Ah.
And hopefully some petrol will come through here in a moment. Yeah, it's coming now.
Yes.
All right.
Petrol is falling
Hopefully
here.
we won't have much trip on
The petrol is falling here.
I'll turn it on.
Yeah.
And now I'll come round here.
Yeah.
Just move it over a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll come here and get the crank handle. There you go.
Start.
Started.
Really? Oh my god.
I'll give you You just go down the road if you want. Stop that for a minute.
অসাধারণ একটা অনুভূতি আমরা যেটাকে ভিনটেজ বলি এটা হচ্ছে প্যাটার্ন পুরো বিশ্বে এই গাড়িটা হচ্ছে মাত্র 80টা গাড়ি আছে
A little bit. Turn around.
Yeah. That's fine.
No seatbelts, see?
Yeah, no problem.
No
Right.
seatbelts. Whoops. Bit rough in the back there, too.
Here's the police. So escalator is here.
That one makes the accelerator go. These are the light switches here. Yeah. You've got to have a phone charger. You can't go anywhere without a phone charger. And the E-tag to go in the toll roads in Sydney.
Okay, this is the E-tag.
Yeah.
And what is this?
That's for the lights. That's how you
Lights.
turn the lights on. You turn that around.
Twist.
Turn it, yep.
Light is on
No,
now.
keep going. That turns on these ones just down the side there, and if you go one more, yeah, so you can see the headlights. They're not very good.
Okay, so if I want to switch off,
You can just either
Just
keep
turn
going
back.
or go back. Yeah,
just turn back.
one more. Yep.
Yeah, this is the switch off. Yeah. It's really awesome.
And then I've got a push bike speeder, like you have on your push bike. I've got that on there, so I don't know how fast I'm going. So since we
Then you can understand that the work is speeding.
yeah, and since we left home, we've done 1,177 kilometres this time.
Only.
No, since last Sunday on this trip.
So basically, this car is 108 years ago.
108 years old.
8
yes.
years old
Yeah.
car, and only 80 cars in the world.
200 were made. 200
200 made
were like this car.
like
yep.
this car.
Yep.
So and you are lucky, the owner too.
And I've got one,
Yeah,
and my sister has one,
yeah.
and my other sister at home has one too.
So your family is the 3 car
You've
at
got
the moment.
3 of them, yeah.
3 of them.
Yep. So there were 200 made, and we've got 3 of them.
Yeah,
Which is pretty amazing to think they survived that long.
definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
So they were made just before, basically around the time when World War One was starting.
Yeah.
This is when they were made.
Okay.
Yep. And they survived all that time.
So how much it was the price when you bought first time?
When my father and I first bought it,
Yeah.
we paid $30,000 for it.
At that time, $30,000.
Yeah.
So what is the price right now? Did you try to sell it?
Maybe 65,
$65,000.
maybe, yeah.
Say the Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a bit hard because yeah, it's not just the sort of car that you just decide to sell. Like it's
Okay,
yeah.
so what's your plan about this car? for your future?
I'll just keep it.
You just keep it for
Yeah.
the next generation.
Yeah, I've got 2 daughters,
Yeah.
and they can both drive it.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just keep it, and if they want it, they can have it.
Really good plan for your future.
Yeah. So
Really. I'm feeling really awesome today.
I'm glad you
Because-
enjoyed it. Okay.
Okay.
Glad you enjoyed it.